Alright YouTubers, what's happening? This video was, I was trying to make it in 2018 because I got this knife, but did not have a chance to finish it. With all the year-end videos and the holidays and such. So let's talk about the Gavko Thresher. Massdrop. These are actually currently available right now. I didn't think they were, and they are, which is awesome. So what do you get here? You get a Massdrop Gavko collaboration made by We. You've got a $180 price point on this for the base version, and there's some, I think this version is a little bit more expensive, and we'll go over that. S35 VN steel and titanium frame lock with caged bearings as your pivot deployment. As you can see, it's very smooth thumb stud deployment here. You can use the thumb stud or you can middle finger flick that baby. Super, super smooth knife. Your basic specs real quick, you got a 3.6 inch blade of S35 like we talked about. Steel lock bar insert on this guy. Handle length is 4.5 inches with an overall length of 8 inches. The weight differences are a little, so there's a common, big eye, and pelagic. I don't know how you say that. Those are different species of the thresher shark, which this knife is designed after. And this is the, well, I thought this was the pelagic. I thought I got the lightest weight one. No, I didn't. Huh. Apparently I was wrong. So I got the big eye. And it weighs 4.9 ounces. 4.9. The pelagic is 4.7, and the weight on the common is 5.1 ounces. So right around 5 ounces each. About the same. Blade thickness is 0.16 inches. And it is, they're saying it's at 1 millimeter behind the apex. It's 0.02 inches. So that's behind the edge. Now, let's test that, because that is super, super thin, if so. I like how my dryer just randomly kicked on. I have to stop that. Wow. Yeah. So thin behind the edge. Like, holy slicer. Very, very thin behind the edge. So you've got this, the blade shape is designed after the thresher's tail. It looks a lot to me like it's a very similar blade shape as far as how the, it's definitely, this is more of like a reverse tanto right here. This is definitely got a, more of a drop point, but kind of reminded me of the 0095, and it really reminds me of the We Knife Chimera. It almost looks identical to that. So the knife is designed after a shark, like a lot of Gavko knives are, which is cool. Michael Gavko must be a big shark, or Gavik, excuse me, must be a big shark fan, but it's got plenty of blade, or plenty of belling for slicing. It's got a nice keen tip right here. Very, very sharp tip, almost needle-like, but a little stronger, I would say. It's a Bowie-style clip point. So you got a nice, the scalloping here on the backspacer is also emphasized to look like the shark, and then the different style of handles. Now this has got like some milling done, you know, throughout the handle. The other one has quite a bit more milling done, and then you have just a kind of a flat, plain look. Now this is a what is the color they call this one? Aqua, which makes sense, and it definitely has that, like, you know, oceany feel to it as far as the look. All the hardware is the same color. Absolutely love that detail. Love the milling detail. The pocket clip is fantastic. So let's talk. So we got the basic specs. You get your Massdrop box. But you also get your We Knives pouch. It says Massdrop on it, but you know, it's We Knives. Same ones they use. So these great pouches that I think every knife company should give us, and a lot of times they just giving us a cardboard box, so like seeing that. So let's talk about the knife, what I like, what I don't. I shouldn't say I don't, there's not a lot I don't like about the knife. First of all, value-wise, so 180 bucks is the base. The one you see here, the big eye, is I think 200. Yeah, so it's 200, and then the okay, they made a left-hand version of this knife too, I wasn't aware of. So the plus 20 bucks for either the big eye or the pelagic. The common is 180. So starting at 180 bucks. titanium frame lock, ceramic bearings, S35, steel lock bar insert, titanium pocket clip, all matching titanium hardware. On these ones that are milled, I mean, you're talking $200. That's a really good deal. It's a good sized knife. It's definitely not small. Let's compare it to that 0095 Mandalorian one I had done up. It's a little bit smaller than that. There's another good comparison. The Kapara, which is they're about the same size. And how about the good old Benchmade 940? Very common knife a lot of people have, so it's a little bit bigger than 940. And last, my EDC today, the Riot baby machine. So it's a little bit bigger than those, but it's very much on the big end of the knives I carry. Oh, here's one more for you. That's Snappy XM18 3.5, a little bit bigger, or a little bit smaller than that. So right on the biggest side of knives I like to carry, right there, like right on the cusp. And same with the weight, coming in right at 5 ounces. I don't like to go much heavier than that. I don't like to go much bigger than that. That's just personal preference. Nice finish on the blade. It's got a nice grinder satin going on there. It's pretty much a fingerprint magnet, however. You have the Gavko label here, or yeah, label sounds right. And Massdrop on this side, and then the serial number. This is 148. So the only thing that's different is that all the knives are gonna have a black thumb stud like that. There's really, I mean, it'd be difficult to do titanium thumb studs and have a match, but all the other hardware, all the other pieces match, which is really cool. So a lot of very cool attentions to detail on this knife, especially this price point. Typically with this price point, you are not going to get this extensive milling on the back spacer, the titanium hardware all color matched. And I say color matched, it's not quite the same. It's pretty close, but not quite. You got like a green stonewash titanium finish on these knives. Just looks a lot like a Gavko. I've had a Gavko custom before, and it just reminded me like this. You know, this is straight up. This is certainly a Gavko. So it's nice to see these designs at this kind of price point, because for that kind of money, that's a really good deal. The handle is super ergonomic. Feels really, really good in the hand. Give you a size there with my medium size hands. So I got a good amount of knife left. Not too big, not too small. One more size comparison since I had it sitting here. My buddy's pair 2 should be a little bit bigger. Yep. So right around the wheelhouse of the knife. It's just basically a little bigger than I like to carry, but still very manageable for me. I love, love, love the blade shape. So cool. Such a just aggressive, cool looking knife. Very thinly ground behind the edge, like we talked about. So and it came very sharp, and it's a super slicey knife as well, which is awesome. The only thing I don't love about it is the fingerprints on it. The satin finish on the blade is a fingerprint magnet, and that's a really nitpicky thing. The action's super smooth. It's nicely centered. I had no play. Nice lockup. The pivot has not moved an inch since I got it, so there's no need to take it apart and Loctite it, which, hallelujah, I've had so many knives lately that I've had to take apart, Loctite the pivot, because it just wasn't either done at the factory or they didn't use enough. I prefer that to having too much red Loctite like on my ZT-0470 that I couldn't even get it open, and I had to end up sending it into ZT, and it's been there since October. Anyway, so these are available right now, and you can use my link. If you only use my link down below, you get a $10 credit, and I get a $10 credit, which is a win-win situation. So definitely do that. Looks like these are shipping January 3rd, the ones that are in stock. So definitely worth joining this drop, guys. I 100% think you will love this knife. Very cool way to get a Gavko knife for a really, really good price. $200 is fantastic for the materials, the amount of milling, the fit and finish, the ceramic, the action, super smooth. I mean, there's not much that I can find at fault with this knife, minus the satin finish on the blade that tracks fingerprints, which is minimal. It's also a very aggressive looking knife. Is that a scratch on there? Jeez, that's gonna be annoying. Nope, it came off. That's the finish kind of bugs me a little bit, but lost train of thought. Nothing negative I can say about this. Oh, I said it's a little aggressive. So if you're around non-knife people, this knife may look kind of threatening, and that's most people don't care about those kind of things, but it is something to consider. It is a pretty good sized blade, about 3.6 inches, so it's pretty good size, and it's pretty aggressive looking blade. So that's one thing too that may be a turnoff for some people. Not really a big deal to me. Other than that, guys, I mean, I can't really find anything negative to say about the Thresher. It's an incredibly good value for one thing. I mean, $200 for this version and under, so you could pay even less if you just got the plain version, is phenomenal for what you get. You get a nice sharpening choil, which I love. Hello, if you ever sharpen knives a lot, having a sharpening choil is so nice. And so many companies, Spyderco, don't give it to you. Drives me crazy. So, that's a nice choil in the hinder. That was easy enough to sharpen that one. I think the Benchmade has a little bit of one too. So, but anywho, nice sharpening choil in it. So just a really comfortable knife in the hand. Feels really nicely. Let's see how it carries in the pocket real quick. Grab my practice pants here that I've cut on to show you pocket clips. Not really deep carry at all, but not, you know, a lot sticking up. But the clip is well made. It has enough gap so you're getting that much out, but it slides on and off the pants super easy, as you can see. So definitely dig the pocket clip. Like I said, can't really find anything negative, minus the satin finish on that. You know, blade is kind of a fingerprint magnet, which, you know, it is what it is. Stonewash might have been better. 0.5080 inches thick on the handle. I was just thinking I missed a couple measurements. I did the blade, oh, and I already said this one, but 0.0157 blade stock. Really thin ground behind the edge, so though it does have kind of thick blade stock, it is a good slicer. So overall, guys, it's a fantastic knife, especially for the money. You can get them right now. That's one of the downsides of Massdrop sometimes, is you can't always get the knives I put on videos, and it kind of frustrates people. This one is available in all the finishes, and it looks like it's shipping in the next couple days. So definitely, by the time this video gets out, which will probably be tomorrow, a day before the drop ends, you do have some time. And I don't think the drop ends. I think they just keep selling them until they run out. They say that, like, oh, the drop ends in this much time. Let's see what it says. Yeah, 16 hours left. I bet tomorrow it'll still be there. So it's an in-stock product at the moment on Massdrop. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video on the Gavko Thresher. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. See you on the next one.